Hey, Dustin Hawkinsmith here with your Philadelphia Eagles Blitz, bringing you all the latest on this Eagles team going into Week 3 of the football season, a home matchup against the Indianapolis Colts, which marks the triumphant return of quarterback Carson Wentz. Will make his debut. He was cleared for contact. No restrictions, according to Coach Doug Peterson, who said he's not going to coach paranoid or scared in this one. Wentz will be unleashed, and the hope here is that Wentz's return can start to bring out a little bit more of this offense, which has had some struggles so far. All right, looking back to look forward here, the Eagles coming off a 27-21 loss to Tampa Bay. No real shame in that. That's one of the hottest teams in the league. They've beaten now 2 playoff teams in 2 weeks. Ryan Fitzpatrick, little Fitz magic here against the Eagles defense. Over 400 yards, 4 touchdowns. Started the game with a tone-setting play to DeSean Jackson. 75 yards, catch and run to set the tone in this game. DeSean Jackson, of course, a former Eagle. A little bit of vengeance there against his former team. For the Eagles, no Carson Wentz in this game, no Alshon Jeffery. Jay Ajayi left early with the back issue. He ended up coming back. Mike Wallace broke his leg in this game, was placed on an injured reserve this week. So a lot of things for the Eagles to work through in that matchup. We'll start to see them looking for answers Week 3 against Indianapolis. All right, and going into the Week 3 matchup against Indianapolis, of course, the Carson Wentz return is the most notable thing here. Alshon Jeffery called week to week by Doug Peterson. I don't expect to see him play this weekend. They've got some issues to cover up on that wide receiver core between Alshon Jeffery, who's week to week, Mike Wallace on injury reserve, Shelton Gibson on injury reserve. All this shortage has led the Eagles to go back to a familiar face. Jordan Matthews, a former Eagle who caught 225 passes for the Eagles his first 3 seasons, comes back. We should see him suit up on Sunday. How it impacts the Eagles offense is something worth watching. He's done primarily his work out of the slot, which should push Nelson Aguilar to maybe a full-time role on the outside. So the complexion of the Eagles offense with the addition of Carson Wentz will make things interesting here against Indianapolis. On the other sideline there, this is a Colts team that is rebuilding on the fly, reloading. They were without Andrew Luck, their quarterback, all of last season. They've dedicated to investing in their offensive line. Their running game looks a little bit better. I think it's fair to say that Andrew Luck has more support this season than perhaps at any point in his career, and you're starting to see Andrew Luck maybe starting to find a rhythm. We'll see how the Eagles manage to try to shut down that Colts passing game this weekend. All right, some matchups to watch in this Colts-Eagles game. Number 1, first and foremost, Carson Wentz against that Colts defense. This is more about Carson Wentz than anything else. How rusty is he? Is he in top form? Is he hesitant? First game action in a while. Doug Peterson said he will have no restrictions. We'll see what that looks like on the field and if he can bring out some more of this Eagles potential in the passing game. The Eagles defensive backs, I think, are on the spot here against Andrew Luck, who can, of course, make all the throws on the field. Some struggles against Tampa Bay, but there's really no shame in that, considering how Tampa Bay carved up New Orleans in Week 1 as well. Can the Eagles defensive backs, can they bounce back? And this one is something to watch. The Eagles pass rush, too. I think there's a revamped offensive line. Can the Eagles pressure Andrew Luck, get some hits on him, and get him out of his rhythm early? That could go a long way towards determining the outcome of this game. And speaking of the outcome of this game, Daniel Gallen, PennLive beat reporter, joins us to get into the matchups, what Carson Wentz's return means to this one, and give a score prediction.
Hey Philadelphia Eagles fans, this is PennLive Eagles beat writer Daniel Gallen coming to you from South Philadelphia, where the Eagles have a big Week 3 matchup against the Indianapolis Colts coming up this weekend. The Eagles are looking to rebound from their Week 2 loss at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and they're going to have some help in doing it. Quarterback Carson Wentz will make his return to the starting lineup for the first time since he tore his ACL and LCL in his left knee at Los Angeles in December. That figures to give the Eagles a big boost, but there's still plenty to watch with him. How will he react to that first hit? How rusty will he be? How will that chemistry be with his wide receivers? Wentz coming back should give the team a big boost, but as Zach Ertz said, they can't expect him to be Superman. The Eagles play a lot better at home than they do on the road. The Colts are coming off an impressive Week 2 win, but they still have a first-year head coach and former Eagles offensive coordinator Frank Reich. and they're still getting Andrew Luck back into the fold after he missed last year. This weekend, I'm going with the Eagles to beat the Colts 27-17.
All right, thank you, Daniel. He's got it at 27-17. I like it to be a little bit closer. The Eagles are laying almost a touchdown at home. I think that's a little rich here. The Eagles have a lot of issues to work through. I think they'll do it, but it'll be more of a grinded out type game. I've got it at 23-20. We'll see what happens, and we'll see you next time here on the Philadelphia Eagles Blitz.